Welcome back to another video tutorial brought to you by GraphicDesignerTips.com. I appreciate the views on the couple of videos that I put up so far. So I'm actually trying to do one video a day for at least the next 30 days. So check back often, subscribe to us, to our channel, and you're going to see a lot more cool stuff coming up. So what I want to speak about today real quickly is designing a professional logo and business card to go with it in Adobe Illustrator. So if you're looking at the screen, you're going to notice a logo for a company called Body Design Fitness Studio. So obviously you could tell that what that is by reading it and getting a sense of what it is by the actual logo to the left of it. This is a client of mine who owns a gym, and this person came to us basically with some ideas they wanted. They wanted a logo that was kind of a free-forming, wavy type of a logo. So in the beginning, this is the actual finished product. So this is on their cards, their website, all types of signage on their doors and everything like that, brochures. And before this actually got to this point, just know that logo designs don't happen overnight. They are a lot of work. A lot of people who have no idea what graphic artists do take them for granted when it comes to logo design, because now you type in the word logo design in a search engine and you see $10, $20 logos, free logos. You go on Craigslist, you find college kids like myself at that time when I used to be in college, or I just got out of college looking for work. People doing free work, people doing all types of contests and such. Good custom logo design, or graphic design for that matter, is going to cost you. This isn't a walk in the park for us graphic artists. Logo design is a huge thing. And like I've said before, when it comes to logos, logos are a gateway to everything. You do somebody's logo and they don't have an artist doing any of their other stuff already. You get their websites, you get their brochures, you get their business cards. You're going to get all their marketing because they trust you enough that you did such a good job on their brand that they're going to continue to use you for everything else, because you're the one who knows the best on how to make everything look a certain way, because you already made it with their logo and their cards. Because usually that kind of goes in tandem when you're doing somebody's logo. In my logo packages, I include a business card design, an envelope design, and a letterhead design. That all follows the whole color scheme and keeps continuity of everything. So obviously logo, type styles, all that stuff. So what I want to show you is, because I said this wasn't the final product, we worked on this for a couple months going back and forth, a certain amount of revisions that the client had in our contract, and eventually we came to this point where they were extremely happy, and we were completed with the project. So I'm going to show you a PDF of where we were at one point in the project. Now these are actually really good logos too, but unfortunately the client wanted to go just a little bit of a different way. At first we were kind of going to a hard, edgier kind of a logo, and then they wanted it to be more free-forming and flowing and softer. And because this kind of gives the appeal that this logo is more, this gym or this company is more of like a, it looks cutting edge, but it's more of like a physical, hard body type of gym in a way. The other logo, because a lot of their clients are really any age, but in some cases a lot of their clients are older women, older men, so they wanted to get it's a more personal feel at their gym, because they're all personal trainers, and there's it's a smaller type of a gym, so they wanted more of that personal, more softer feel. So now when people walk in the place, it's got these softer colors as opposed to the green, and obviously colors play a big part in the mood and in the settings of their studio, definitely. So what I'm going to show you is, now that I've shown you where we were and where we came to, this was actually just a poster I did for them because they had like a grand opening. So something quick that I put together. But I want to pull this up and show you this logo and kind of just not really rebuild it, but show you how it was put together. this is a two-color logo. That's another thing. I'm not going to go over everything about logo design because I'm really just trying to break this one down. And but you know, you want to think that you want to make sure you're letting your client know, okay, I'm designing either a one color, a two color, or a full color logo, because when they go to print, they're going to get all different types of pricing. And as opposed to if you made a two color logo, as opposed to now you make a four color logo, and now when they go to print brochure, well, you know, brochures or anything else, or signs, now it's a full color sign as opposed to a two color sign. It's going to be more expensive. So that's something you always want to bring up to your clients, because you know what, your clients are your lifeline in your business. So you want to make sure you're taking care of your clients and letting them know everything. So you know, I like to, if you've listened to a lot of my videos, watched a lot of my videos, you're going to notice that and I get upset because I only really get 15 minutes, and I really don't want to cut videos into part 1 and part 2. So I'm just kind of, you know, just trying to get stuff done in that time. But I really like to go in and explain this stuff. And even the most mundane things, I like to really explain it because it's important. And, you know, especially for anybody who's just trying to really take this up right now and has no clue. I was always the type of person in class to ask a lot of questions because I cared being there and I cared about learning. And, you know, that's it. Just, you know, be an open book to constantly be learning things. But back to this logo, the two-color logo, the black and that light blue, turning that second word, the design word, to that light blue totally offsets the whole piece, because in addition to the logo, if you see how this offsets the black, I mean, it looks good. If I sample this color, you're still going to tell what it is. But, I mean, at first, you're going to kind of go, what is that? But the fact that now you have another color, it's breaking it up, and it looks like it's taking on a human form. And if you notice in this logo, the body of it is the outline of a bee, and the part that you could either view that as maybe a bicycle or somebody running, but that's actually a D. So those are the letters of this actual company, BD, Body Design. So you know, you always want to kind of, if not always, if you can incorporate letters in a creative way, where at first maybe people don't see them, but they start to look and they go, wow, you know, they're gonna see that, they're gonna see that logo as something that really is, you know, was well designed and something that is definitely professional, as opposed to some stuff you see out there. One of the things I decided to do is, and you also want to think about this, take a look at, you know, go to Google, type in logo design, go to the images, you're going to see a million logo designs, or go to brandsoftheworld.com. But logos, I like to design horizontal logos because they're much better on business cards. They're much better when you're putting them in a header of a website, because when you're doing it on a header of a website, most headers are actually very thin. So if you have a really tall logo, you're going to have to squeeze that baby in there, and you're going to lose some quality, or if you have smaller words in there, they're not going to be very visible because you're squeezing that thing in there. If I take this element here and I put it on top, not only does it unbalance the whole thing, it doesn't really do it for me. So, and my client actually agreed on that. So I also decided to break these words up. I mean, you can keep them together, you know, this fitness studio, and kind of throw it there, but it looks a lot nice when you have different elements working with each other, because this is like a puzzle piece. If you see how that Y is going through and it's breaking those two thoughts apart, that's the goal. It's you're communicating a message through creativity, and that's the whole point of logo design. And you know what, maybe people won't understand this, you know, because as an artist, I look at things a lot different. When a truck pulls up next to me on the side of the road, an 18-wheeler, I look at it completely different than you do. I guarantee it. But the fact is that it is going to give people the sense of a professional company, and it's going to make them feel at ease, because now they're going to spend their hard-earned money in your company. They want to feel secure doing that. So, and obviously the facilities, the people, they all need to act professional and be knowledgeable in their field, that is definitely a huge part of it. It's kind of like if you ever go skiing and you see the guy who is dressed up and he has like the best gear on, and he starts going down the mountain and he falls on his ass. So it doesn't really match, but he looks good, you know, or she looks good, whatever. But as a creative artist, I'm not really, you know, my job is to do this stuff. Their job is to run the business. So what I want to show you next is, because my time is running up a little bit, is I want to come down here and show you the a couple business card designs that I created for them. Very simple. The logo is actually transparent in the background. This is like a 14% black. So if you don't know transparency, I'll talk about that in another tutorial. But you can take any basic solid color or image or element, and you can make it less opaque, or you can make it more faux. So I'm going to come back to 14 where it was, and this was a nice blue I put around it. This was a darker color, and this was just a plain generic card. And on top of this, this is actually a JPEG of a texture that I made in Photoshop, where it just kind of fades in. It gives it some, it could give it a little bit of depth. I like the whole shadow feel of it. And all I did up here with this blue was I created that same background and I threw this blue box over it, and I went to my transparency and put it as a screen instead of normal. So normal is going to do that. Let's see, multiply is going to do that, and screen is going to do that. So it gives it a nice feel, keeps the continuity of the colors. But as I said before, this is a process. Designing is a process. You're going to go back and forth with your clients. So this is not actually what the business card ended up looking like. So, but they are definitely good designs. And this is what we ended up doing for the client. And I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. There's a little bit of a texture on here that I did in Illustrator, and it adds just a little bit of you know, character to it. And the way that I laid the type out was everything is flush to the right, and obviously you always want their name to stand out. You can use, like I did here, bars to or lines to separate certain types of elements. Obviously their phone number, fax, their email account are very important. Usually more towards the bottom is where you're going to have your websites, which are important. You want to make them stand out too. Your websites and your addresses. Your addresses are important, but they're not the most important part of a business card. Either is their name, although it's the biggest thing on here, but obviously, you know, people, you're branding your company, you're branding your name. So that is how to design a logo and a business card for a client. And along the way, I'm just trying to give you some tips of, you know, experiences I've went through. If you have any experiences you'd like to talk about, and we'll go back and forth on comments, that would be great, because I'm always up to learning new things. So I am constantly learning. Things are changing every single year, every single month. So visit graphicdesignertips.com to find a lot of cool stuff. And keep watching these videos. Subscribe to our channel. And we appreciate it. Have a good night. Peace.